Welcome to Epic Updates. I'm in front of the camera today and Jonas is behind the camera. Wanted to do another vendor spotlight. The last one that we did went over really well, and Westmarc is something that is very near and dear to our hearts. So wanted to take a moment to introduce Sintra with Westmarc. So thanks for letting me interview you.
Well, hi, Sintra Hoffman with Westmarc. I'm the president and CEO. Westmarc is an organization that's been around 34 years, 35 years almost, and we're the regional convener for economic development and policy issues facing this region.
Yeah, that's awesome. And it's specifically West Valley. So previously more of the Central Valley or the East Valley has gotten a lot of notoriety. So Sintra and her team really are the driving force between a lot of the economic growth here in the West Valley. So tell us a little bit about what's happening and what that growth looks like.
Well, first, let me define the West Valley,
Please.
right? Because a lot of people, you mentioned other parts of the region. The West Valley is defined as west of I-17, all the way north to Wickenburg, all the way south to South Phoenix, all the way, and Gila Bend, and then all the way west, including Buckeye and even Tonopah. So it's a huge area.
It's huge. Metro Phoenix is huge in general. That's a huge piece of land.
3,000 square miles, 1.8 million residents, 13 municipalities. So there's so much happening.
Yeah.
So the last time we got together, I would say really in the last 5 years, the West Valley has just grown in so many different areas. It's funny because we deliver a lot of stats on what's happening, and who's here and all the cool things, and we do that so that we can attract new companies. Well, I'm saying now we were pretty successful because we've got companies like TSMC, Amcor, so in the tech space, in semiconductor space, advanced manufacturing all along Loop 303.
It's incredible.
So our freeways have really opened up a lot of new growth for us.
Absolutely.
So the 101 is, I define it as our entertainment corridor. Vi Resort's coming in.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
We pass it on the way up, and I even said something to Jonas. I was like, I can't wait to go on that roller coaster with my kids. It's just all the happenings in this Westgate area. It's amazing.
And West Valley, the Desert Diamond West Valley Casino. So there's so many entertainment things. Obviously it's been tried and true for the Arizona Cardinals Stadium. And even Desert Diamond Arena, everyone thought, oh, the Coyotes are leaving, it's going to be empty. Quite the opposite. The concerts that we have, the shows, it's home to the Arizona Rattlers now.
Cool.
So that place is hopping, which means all the restaurants in Westgate are just packed all the time. So it's pretty cool. Another thing too that that's happening in the West Valley, I think almost post-pandemic, is people don't want to drive. They don't want to drive to the other side of town. They don't even want to drive to other communities.
It's true.
So a lot of the cities are building their own micro downtowns. Avondale has the Boulevard. Goodyear has GSQ, which a huge entertainment spot there is now the Distillery. So there's always live music. And I mean, it is a happening place.
It's a cool place.
So all the restaurants there, all of the downtowns are also doing their own community fairs. So there's always activity and always people out. Posada and the village is at Posada in Surprise. That's popping. And then a couple weeks ago, Vestar broke ground on Verado Marketplace. So, I mean, and that's going to be half the size of Tempe Marketplace. So put that in perspective.
And that's a huge venue. Oh, that's awesome.
Well, and I can't forget, up in Peoria too, there's so many things going on. The Four Corners have attracted a lot of new restaurants, and Sam Fox just opened 2 restaurants in P83, and it's a different area of P83 than what folks are used to. It's much more walkable, where you kind of park and you walk up, and you can walk from restaurant to restaurant. Postino's is going to be opening.
Love Postino's.
Yeah, it's the West Valley's first Postino's.
Oh, that's so cool. That's awesome.
So that's like on the restaurant scene.
It's
entertainment scene.
The nice thing about these different pockets of the West Valley is that, like you were saying, you don't need to leave your community to go shopping or to a restaurant or see a show or whatever. It's all within like your neighborhood.
Yeah.
So it's a great way to build community, and it's so wonderful to hear.
Yeah, the arts community too. You mentioned a show too. There's the Theater Works in Peoria.
Yes.
There's in Surprise the Arts HQ Art Gallery.
Yeah.
That's hosted by the West Valley Arts Council, and they actually serve the entire region. So while their gallery is physically located in Surprise, they really service the entire West Valley.
Yeah, it's all this development too brings a ton of housing opportunities and also a lot of employment opportunities. So I know that you guys have had a huge hand in bringing in these businesses, but can you tell us a little bit about some maybe more resources that people would have on the employment front?
Yeah, I think, the main thing is I think finally the advanced jobs are coming in, or the advanced paid jobs are coming in.
Yes.
And so we're definitely seeing that average household income on the rise in the West Valley. And, getting your computer skills, your technology skills, things like that. We just had a workforce forum this morning where we have tremendous education partners that are all fueling this industry, right? So they're the workforce experts that are really getting ready to make sure that those companies are successful.
Yeah, absolutely. And hiring from the community.
Yes.
Like people are moving here for these employment opportunities, but then they really are hiring from people that are already here too. It's an awesome opportunity either way.
Yeah, and that's been the original message, right? Is that we have this talented workforce, talented, experienced, educated workforce.
Yes.
So to the companies, locate here in the West Valley, because if you locate close to your workforce, you're not going to have that high turnover.
Absolutely.
They're not going to be traveling on the freeway. They don't want to travel on the freeway. I don't want to travel on the freeway.
Yeah, and then they stay put, and they build their families here, and their family is here, and it's a wonderful opportunity for everybody.
And that's another thing that we've seen too is, I kind of have this timeline on the West Valley. It was originally way back when an agricultural community.
Yes.
Then we started growing. We went from growing food to homes, right?
Yep.
In the 2000s, and then we had all these people, but we didn't have the jobs. Well, today we have so many jobs that are fueling that, and kids are growing up here. My daughter is now 30, and so I've lived in the West Valley for the last 25 years.
Yeah.
So she's now an adult, and she's working, going to school, living, entertaining herself, all of that right here locally.
Yeah, we're becoming generational, whereas
100%.
different pockets of Metro Phoenix really haven't had that up until fairly recently in the grand scheme of things. So well, thank you so much for sitting with us. I'm so glad we're able to get reacquainted. And again, if you have questions about the West Valley or Westmarc, feel free to reach out. But I'm Ashley McCaffrey with Epic Phoenix Real Estate Group, and thanks for watching.